Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I want to thank all of you in advance for coming here today and starting off relatively early. Now, one thing I'm going to do is that I am going to get the word out. By the way, I'm gonna share this out because I sort of want quite a number of people to see this because there are certain well, there's probably a lot of things I'm gonna have to like announce like right now in terms of how there's a there's to be honest a lot of things I have to mention about this because there's quite a number of things to first discuss. So let me just get the word out. So this is so basically the what I'm doing right now, ladies and gentlemen, is that this is like my first formal announcement for Ragecon 4, the Punishment Quad. And what you're going to be seeing, ladies and gentlemen, let me see, where's my other channels? Because I'm getting the word out as well, because this deserves it, if you ask me. Okay, hang on, here we go. Let me just start again. Sorry about this. I know I probably should have done this sooner, but here it is. So let me right. Okay, so there we are. So um whether or not people will like see this. Oh, okay, we got somebody in now. So okay. First of all, I want to thank each and every one of you for coming down. I'm going to try and keep this announcement as brief as I can because there's quite a number of things this is going to have to involve. And trust me when I say, ladies and gentlemen, this is a very, very involved process. It's a very, very involved series of events. And it all begins right now. So mark this date, ladies and gentlemen, 2nd of 2 minutes past 9 o'clock on the 23rd of August. Since really, it's this point is when the immense and overwhelming preparations for Ragecon 4, the Punishment Quad, do begin. And let me give you an example, ladies and gentlemen, of just uh, what exactly inspired all of this. So, as some of you may know, the concept of RageCon, from when I did my very first RageCon, all the way back in 2020, was for one real like it was just meant to be like a big celebration of like my first like my 2-year anniversary here on YouTube, and I sort of went a little bit above and beyond in terms of videos I made, videos I released, and it was all to see just about what on earth sort of reception I would get. Because I think, like, so much of what happened over the course of RageCon 1 was specifically to see, or rather just wonder, what sort of reception I would get, what sort of people would be interested in the things I put out, the things I had to say, and just sort of we'll see how it went from there. So that's basically in the most basic form you can imagine, is how it pretty much all began. It all began by just deciding, you know what, I thought it would be a cool idea. And even though to this day we'll probably never know exactly sort of how well or how disastrous this could have gone, it's still worth reminiscing over the fact that actually, whether people wanted to see it or not, is that, you know what, I did it. I wasn't told by anybody that I had to do it. I wasn't peer pressured or anything like that. There was the only thing that was going on, ladies and gentlemen, was that I thought it would be a really cool idea, and I just sort of went for it. That's basically where it begins and ends with that right there. There's it doesn't really have a story to it, or it just seemed like a fun, cool idea to try and do a little bit of like a concert and stuff like that. Because remember, this was during the height of the pandemic as well. So it wasn't exactly as if like a huge influence of people who coming in to do like live streams and trying to do stuff on the internet. It's not exactly as if this was going away anytime soon. So oh dear, what have I just done there? Okay, hang on. There we go. I'm sort of half trying to like work on. I've got like Photoshop open on the other side and stuff like that. So I'm a little bit like going just a wee bit back and forth between things I'm like having to work on, which is that's sort of how it is, ladies and gentlemen. And I love it, ladies and gentlemen, because I love the work I put into what I do. I'm sure you guys like have sort of caught on a little bit that this is just the this is just what I do. I'd hardly want to call this like organized because it's not particularly like that. But to be fair, you know what? Sometimes little quirks of fate happen here and there, ladies and gentlemen, and well, we can see just for ourselves how well some things will turn out. Some things won't. Don't get me wrong, but some things occasionally do. It depends who you ask or where you go to. Now, whilst we are talking about like all of this fun stuff right now, it should be worth reminding, ladies and gentlemen, about well, I've mentioned before about well, what exactly is the ambition here? What exactly am I setting myself out to do? What exactly is the case, ladies and gentlemen? What on earth am I going to do for Ragecon 4? Because previously, Ragecon has sort of bounced from one being just like a 1 week special event where I would be like uploading like 15 videos or at least releasing them like every other day and stuff like that. It was a huge undertaking that ended with the what I like to call the 30 band Royal Rumble, which happened all the way through the month of August of that year. So whilst that was going on, there was also what I conjured up for Ragecon 2 because I took an entire year out from 2021. I focused that entire year on making videos, and they were all to be released at the very beginning of 2022. I did this, and to be honest, it didn't really work out, unfortunately. Usually, like you sort of live or die in many of these cases about whether or not people actually come to watch the things you do. And unfortunately, it didn't really work out like that. But to be fair, ladies and gentlemen, and I mean this like with a great deal of sincerity, I was not discouraged because if things didn't work out. I was not discouraged because there was I could always try again, ladies and gentlemen. If I fail today, then I can only try again tomorrow, as they say. But what did I actually learn from my experience? What did RageCon 2 actually try to teach me? Well, I think it may be worth trying to explain right now, ladies and gentlemen, about what it tried to teach me. Is that even if I was to accept the idea that people were just not interested in what I had to say, which is actually quite a true one. I don't necessarily disbelieve the idea that people are not necessarily like interested or disinterested. I think it just comes down to people whether or not they actually like want to hear it or not. I think that's more than anything what it comes down to, and I don't really hold it against anybody for stuff like that. Um, First of all, yes, I'm trying to actually I need to find out as well what Roman numeral like v+1 is. So it's 1v. Okay, right. So thank goodness I managed to see that before I made a fool out of myself. Okay. One V. There we go. Okay, so we've done that. So there we go. Okay, I'm going to stay a little bit more focused on what we're doing right now, ladies and gentlemen, because I kind of need to know what I'm doing. But okay, so whilst all of that was going on, I came back in 2023 with a vengeance. Ragecon 3 was happening. It basically things were booming for about 4 months. And then the fear, like things were getting bogged down a little bit at work because my old job was coming to an end, and I had to leave, and I had to basically look for a new job. But I had to like think very seriously in terms of like, could I, when would I be able to leave my old job so I could still get like my redundancy payment, and still be okay because I'll have another job to go to. So it balanced itself all right, and I settled into my new job for just over 14 months as of today. But so, what is the ambition behind like Ragecon 4? What exactly has this, where exactly are we gonna go with this? Well, it begins right here, ladies and gentlemen. It begins with making sure that there is enough videos to go across over 20 different channels for people to see, for people to watch, for people to be entertained, to enjoy. It's to make sure that all of that gets done first. That is the priority right now, ladies and gentlemen, is to not only make sure this gets made, but also to make sure that it's out there for people to enjoy. So, on average, ladies and gentlemen, I'd say we're tackling something near 600 videos across 20 different channels just in 1 month alone. Now, that's kind of like why production has sort of started like right. Well, it didn't really start right now. Production for this actually started just a little over 10 days ago when I started like doing about 7 videos a day on like Grind Daily. And well, as of now, I have enough videos all the way through the month of January. So that's like in just what in the span of a week. So that's kind of like a huge like weight off my shoulders immediately, is that I have managed to get that done. But what I also want to kind of get done, probably by, and I'll stay up all night working on this, by the way, is that I've also got to have like all those videos edited. I've got to do the sound mixing. I've got to do all that fun stuff. Then I've got to put this baby through into the oven, have it cook, and then I got to do the thumbnails. I got to reach out to make sure people see and people notice, and then I've also got to focus on like ideas for other for other videos and stuff like that. Like scripts and more thumbnails, and basically just making sure the right. I know the audience is there. I know there's it's absolutely out there somewhere, and well, I think it all starts, ladies and gentlemen, when you've been doing this. Is that it comes down to you got to have some you got to get your stuff out there. That's like the priority for this. But whilst we are covering this subject, I suppose the only other thing I think that's going to be of note is that, well, we're nearly into September. We are like less than a week away, and you would that's basically it's somewhere near 13 weeks we've got to go until like Ragecon 4 begins. 13 weeks to do just to get caught up with everything that's going on. We need at least 1200 videos ready before the year is over. 1200 videos in that space of time, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just going to call it right now. It's not impossible, but it's going to be very, very difficult. But with that being said, what I can do is that even if I was to like spend like the whole of this weekend, because I'm off for this weekend, if I was to spend these 2 days preparing another month's worth of videos specifically for like Raging Reality Grime, that would be something. That would literally have 2 months out the way in like 2 days. So that's like the first thing to tackle. The second thing to tackle, ladies and gentlemen, a little bit more behind the scenes stuff, is a lot of trying to get a lot of my lo-fi, like my music, into action and to like get basically. I think, to be honest, I'm pretty much going to call this live stream as it is right now because I think I've got about just the majority of the essentials out the way. Is that it's by the end of 2025, we'll have released like something nearly close to 8,000 videos in the span of 12 months. So, really, the time for talk is over. If I'm as serious about this, if I am absolutely going to put my foot down on this once and forever, then that means I have to get to work now. So, with all that being said and done, thank all of you guys for checking this out and for our first official announcement. And I hope to see all of you guys again in the next video. Take care and bye bye for now.